Hello friends and welcome to HitBullsEye. My name is Manish Mittal and I am back with your daily dose of important issues for the day. But even before that, if you are the first to the channel, if you are watching these videos for the first time, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell icon so that you receive all the notifications as and when we post them. So starting with the news of the day, these are the 5 topics we are going to cover today. The first one is Paytm payments banks and e-rupee vouchers. So this is the first news that we are going to discuss. Second is the India Asia Express. So we will see what India Asia Express is, and basically it's an optical fiber cable network and how it is helpful. Then there is a joint exercise that is going to be held, exercise Cobra Warrior 22. Then Central Excise Day 2022. And finally, Sanjeev Sanyal in Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. These are the 5 important news we are going to discuss in this particular video. Starting with the first one, Paytm Payments Bank and e-rupee voucher. So Paytm Payments Bank, now everybody knows that there are different types of banks, and in all those types of bank, there are payment banks which have a limited amount of operability, and they are designed keeping in mind the smaller depositors in mind. And then there is the initiative called e-rupee. So what is this e-rupee initiative basically? So e-rupee initiative is like it's like when we shop somewhere, we get vouchers. Say you go to a store, like you go to the Reliance retail store. So you shop for a particular amount, you get some gift voucher in return of that. Now say you get a 500 rupee voucher. Now you can take that voucher and you can encash it at a specific place. Imagine if this kind of voucher is given by the government, then how would it be? Now that is what we call an e-rupee voucher. So this is a method through which a particular type of subsidy or a particular type of benefit can be given to a particular person that can be encashed at a particular place. For example, say the government wants to give subsidy to a particular student, say 5,000 rupees of subsidy to a particular student. Now what the government will do, the government will either send an SMS that carries the unique code, or the government can send a QR code to that particular student on his or her mobile phone. Now when that student wants to take the benefit of that particular subsidy, that student will go to the particular institute and will show that SMS or that QR code to redeem those 5,000 rupees worth of subsidy. That means there is no contact involved, no personal information gets conveyed, and to avail this particular thing, you do not even need a smartphone. So even if you do not have a smartphone, an SMS can be sent through even a small, a usual basic feature phone as well. So what can be ensured through this system? Number one, that only the intended beneficiary uses it. So there is no leakage. It's a leak-proof system. Number one. Secondly, the subsidy, the purpose for which the subsidy is granted, only for that purpose it can be redeemed. Say it's not that the government has sent you 5,000 rupees and you can use it for anything. No, the government has sent those 5,000 rupees as education subsidy. It is foundation upon you that you can redeem it only at an educational institution. That too, that is recognized by the government. So this is a very good way, e-rupee initiative. It was launched in 2021. It's a really good initiative to make India digitally inclusive. And to memorize it, you can simply think of it as a voucher that is given by the private players. But here the target is not only private players. In fact, government is going to be the biggest user of e-rupee. And in the future, all the subsidies, to make them you can say leak proof, and to ensure that only the targeted beneficiary uses it for a particular purpose, this thing can be used. And e-rupee vouchers are till now supported by around 10 banks. So there are 10 banks like HDFC, ICICI, Excise, State Bank, etc., which are supporting the e-rupee scheme of the government. And now Paytm Payments Bank has also been added to the system. The significance of this move is that Paytm Payments Bank is used by so many small borrowers. because in Paytm Payments Bank you cannot keep deposits above 2 lakh rupees. So it will help those crores of small borrowers who either are not digitally inclusive, they are not into the digital fold. So it's basically a really good thing that the scope of e-rupee vouchers has now been expanded and a new bank has been added to the system. Right? So this will benefit beneficiaries, even those who do not have access to formal banking services or even smartphones. So that is the biggest positive of this step. The second important news is India-Asia Express. Now, what is this India-Asia Express? So it is basically an undersea cable system. Now, for those who do not know, or for those who haven't been through this type of knowledge, if you know how this internet works throughout the world, you would know that actually the internet works through the undersea cable system. So the optic fiber cable network is there, which is a network of cables which is laid throughout the world under the ocean. So here what is going to happen is, this is the name of an undersea cable system that is going to connect India with Maldives. So Jio Infocom Limited will lay down the next undersea cable system from India to Maldives, and it will generate multi-terabit internet. Right? So it is going to be a 200 terabytes per second speed, and it will ensure 4G mobile broadband to the island of Maldives. So just like India has a good connectivity in internet, not all the countries have it. So India and Maldives are going to have this connectivity, and Jio is going to help in that. So that undersea cable system is what is called India-Asia Express, or in short IAX. So the high capacity and high speed IAX system will connect Hulhumale, which is a place in Maldives, directly with world's major internet hubs in India and in Singapore. Now India has so many undersea cable network systems because India is properly connected with the world in terms of high speed internet connectivity, but it is not so for Maldives. So basically a private player in India is helping Maldives to be connected with the world high-speed internet system, which is of course going to help the entire digital ecosystem, not only in Maldives but in entire world. Next, Excise Cobra Warrior 22. So Excise Cobra Warrior is a joint military exercise which will involve Indian Air Force, and Indian Air Force is going to participate in United Kingdom. So this is going to happen in United Kingdoms in the month of March, and India has expressed its willingness to be a part of it. And it is a multi-nation exercise, so it not only involves India and UK, it will involve many other countries as well. And the most significant aspect is that from India, the light combat aircraft Tejas is going to participate. Now Tejas is that military aircraft that has been indigenously developed by India, does not involve any foreign participation. So whenever Tejas participates in any such military drill, or whenever Tejas undertakes any such major military venture, it is a source of pride for India because it showcases India's expertise in defense manufacturing. And now after Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have been trying to inculcate, or we have been trying to manufacture most of the defense products within India without any foreign intervention. In such time, the participation of an indigenously made aircraft in a multi-nation exercise, it's a matter of pride for India. So 5 Tejas aircraft will fly to the United Kingdom to take part in this particular exercise, whose name is Excise Cobra Warrior 22. So what is important for you to remember? The name of the exercise, that LCA Tejas is going to participate, and that it's a multi-nation exercise taking place in the United Kingdom. All these facts are important from the examination point of view. Moving forward to the next news. So today is the Central Excise Day 2022. 24th of February is celebrated as the Central Excise Day, and it is celebrated to honor the service of Central Board of Excise and Customs, CBEC. And excise and customs are the two very important taxes levied by the government of India, one for manufacturing and one for imports and exports. So these are managed by the Central Board of Excise and Customs, and to honor the contribution of Central Board of Excise and Customs to India's financial, you can say, prowess, this particular day is celebrated. So it was instituted in 1944 because on this particular day the legislation on Central Excise and Salt Act was passed. So on 24th of February 1944 the Central Excise Act was passed, and that's why this day is commemorated. And on this day the officers associated with Central Board of Excise and Customs are honored for their services because they contribute a lot in tackling or in detecting the pilferages in taxation, the cheatings in taxation, and all those people who do not pay tax. So basically all those are detected, and it helps the government of India a lot. It helps increase the revenue, and it helps reduce the, you can say, the leakage of taxes or those who do not pay taxes. So basically this day is to honor all those officials. And then finally, a very important appointment has been made today in the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. So Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal has been appointed in the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council as a member. So he has been appointed as a member in Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, and Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council is an independent body that is constituted by the union government itself, and the name itself says everything. It is to advise the Prime Minister on important economic matters. So Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council is to advise the Prime Minister on matters of national and international importance in terms of economic impact. And its chairperson right now is Mr. Bibek Debroy, who is a very high-statured economist. And now Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal has been appointed as a full-time member for a 2-year term. So what was Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal doing till now? He was the Finance Ministry's principal economic advisor. So a person who was already holding a very significant position in the government and is a time-tested economist. So he had advised the Finance Ministry to devise economic policies during the pandemic. We know we have seen such a bad time, in fact the worst time during the pandemic in terms of economic impact, and during that time Mr. Sanyal was instrumental in advising the Ministry of Finance to devise economic policies during COVID-19, and that actually helped, and the economy is now bouncing back. See, in 2020-21 the GDP growth of India was minus 7.3%. Minus 7.3%. That means the economy of India actually contracted during that time, because that time India saw sudden lockdown, and it did not happen only with India. It was a world over phenomenon. The entire world's GDP contracted during that year. So India's GDP also contracted by 7.3%. But this year in 2021-22 the projections are the GDP is going to be 9% plus. Most of the rating agencies, IMF, World Economic Forum, and even the National Statistics Organization of India have all predicted that India's economy is going to grow well above 9%, and even the most conservative of estimates are saying that Indian economy is poised to grow by at least 8% this year. So that is a really good jump, and that really, the credit really goes to the policymakers who include Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal as well. So these were the 5 important news of today that we had to discuss, right? News from economy, news from defense, news from international relations. All the news that we have covered for today are really, really important from the examination point of view. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and in the description below you can find the link to our website where more such resources, some of them even free of cost, are available. So do go and check that link, or you can visit gk.hitbullseye.com, which is our official website, gk.hitbullseye.com. Right, so you will find so many resources here as well, and do give the thumbs up to this video and share it with your friends so they can also benefit from the same. Thank you so much, and See you in the next class.